Hey family, it's your boy Unscripted. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate y'all on the support on this new journey. Y'all know I'm getting into the holistic healing and just doing a lot of research studying, man. All the news is taking place. Let's go ahead and this one, man. I came across this young lady named is Sarah Breskman Cosme. And she's a hypnotist or a cosmic hypnotist. But I found it a little interesting, man. I want to hear y'all thoughts, hear what y'all got to say about it. It's nothing that I didn't hear before, but just over your lifetime, man, see if you heard anything that this young lady has to say. And this session right here is an update from a group of light beings. She says, in this segment, common questions are answered. The views of this group of light beings are their own. Use your own discernment and feel free to take the information or leave it. The book, to book a QHHT session with Sarah Breskman Cosme, visit www.theholistichypnotist.com. So like I said, she is a holistic hypnotist. So that's probably why she came in my circle, because I'm really getting into this holistic medicine and natural healing and getting away from all this processed foods and stuff like that, doing my detox. And I started my own vegan transformation right now. So I know as far as bodybuilding and what we've been heard or been informed over our whole lifetime that we need to eat meat, we need to eat all this and that. I'm going into this new journey and learning things with a fresh mindset, as I don't know anything, even though I'm a certified nutritionist, been a trainer over 25 years, you know, being in law enforcement, been doing the bodybuilding the last couple of years. So fitness and nutrition, that's been a part of my life, and I'm still learning stuff daily. But I'm trying to just take this new journey as a new mindset, like I don't know anything. So now I'm receiving a whole lot more information, and literally it makes sense. So just hear what Sarah has to say.
Hi, my name is Sarah Breskman Cosme. I'm a level 3 QHHT practitioner out of the beautiful Florida Keys. And I've just been getting bombarded by so many amazing sessions, and I really wanted to share what's been coming through. Just so you know, the latest update of what has been coming through, I thought I would share this most recent session because this client asked a lot of the questions that a lot of people come with. So I thought I would share, the answers. So anyway, this takes place at the end of the session, and I started speaking with her subconscious or higher self, whatever you want to call it, that part of her that knows everything about her and is able to access all the information that you could possibly want. And it was obvious that there were other beings coming through, so that had messages. So I'm going to include that. So anyway, we start with, I asked, who am I speaking with? And they say, we are a team of beings. We are a part of her guidance system. You could call us light beings. And I ask, what kind of advice would you like to give humanity as we go through this chaotic time? They say, we see this as such an opportunity for change. And as chaotic as this is for many of you, which we can see and feel, we would recommend that each one of you reach deep inside your heart and ask yourself, what do I believe? What is most important for me? What do I fixate on that isn't so important anymore? What do I stand up for? And understand this, we say, focus on what you feel is right and not what you feel is wrong with your neighbor. I ask, does it look like all of the US will be a police state or no? They say, there's going to be a change in the way that government is viewed, is run. There will be a change in leadership. And I ask, will this change happen soon? And they said, it will take 2 years, give or take. And that's always, you never know with time.
Now, I got a little question about that, because I always probably ask the same thing, man. Look at being in law enforcement, going back to it and with the lockdowns and all this other stuff. A lot of those laws got into place that they could make martial law and all this and that. Like I say, my part-time, I'm still working in law enforcement, but I'm really trying to get out of there, man. That's why I'm putting out more content, doing more coaching and fitness stuff. I got a couple athletes who are going to be competing in bodybuilding, but the way this world is going, man, nothing is certain right now. So it's been a little challenging overall, but like she was saying, like that these some good questions. Now, myself, I never really believed in hypnotists, but I know it was always interesting when I see that stuff like that. Like it's astrology and all this and that. And me being spiritual, looking in the Bible, I know that those things do exist, and certain people does have those gifts. But just listening to her title, hypnotist or holistic hypnotist, I never thought she was speaking to. She said a higher conscious, which I'm thinking is probably your soul or your higher being. A lot of people term it a little different, but if you know anything about like your chakras and karma and stuff like that, we resonate at a different frequency. And our states elevates. That's what they're trying to say. So I've been doing whole lot more research on that. Actually working on like the chakras and all that. And actually starting feeling better, man. I mean, it's a whole lot of other stuff to get into it. It's different levels. So I guess her hypnotist, I think she said she's a level 3. So I guess it's a whole different levels of that. So I found this a little interesting, man. I just wanted to see what y'all think about it, because I do believe in a whole lot of other different things, reincarnation, stuff like that, or what they call is a different thing. If we know our soul never dies, but this that higher conscious, you hear everybody talking about multiverse and stuff like that, and more scientists is pointing to it's a whole lot of multiverses. They found different universes outside our own, and we just expect on a larger plan. Even if you look at the Bible is multiple Bibles out there, but the Bible we use today is just the Bible of man. Just read the beginning of it and what they say about it, because we already know like it was giants before us that's not created in that book of man. They was already here. What's the name of the other group? The Anak or whatever they call it. But there's a whole lot of stuff, and I touch base on that in a different video. But yeah, I found this a little curious because I know y'all done had deja vu before, and what they say about deja vu is something that we already experienced. Now your body is just catching up to it to experience it again, but you already went through that same situation.
Anyway, so I asked, will the jab passports be implemented? And they say, there will be a difference between law and what you would describe as mandate, and many will see mandate as law. There will be those that choose not to participate in the jab passport, and there are ways that they will be able to focus their energy so that they are able to create a reality within a reality. The jab passport will be implemented as a permanent fixture for some, but not a law for others, and for some it will not affect them at all. And so I asked, so is it possible for a person to not participate because of what they focus on? And they said, yes, the collective reality is gaining momentum. So to be able to see some of these potential realities is because of the collective reality. As the next 2 years go forward, there are many who will have consciousness adjustments organically as it is their due time to do so. Even though there will be some that will not awaken, some that had not intended to awaken in this lifetime, and some do not want to awaken by choice. But the ones that will awaken will be enough to be able to help create a reality that will bypass what would be inevitable for the collective to experience. Is it possible to create a reality? It is possible to experience a reality based on what it is that you create. And so if you are focusing your energy on what you believe to be true for you, regardless of what the collective reality, you will be experiencing a reality that is so very different from one that is focused elsewhere. And the change in the dimensions will be very apparent in who and where one is focused at one time. And so I asked, well, tell me more about that. What do you mean? And they said, how we would explain it is that one could be focused on a reality based on fear, whereas another could be focused on another reality based on love. From a higher perspective, as they do this, they create that experience for themselves, and both could be looking at the very same thing and experience something very different. So I asked, is it possible to move into a different dimension right now? I've heard there's a lot of energy on the planet. If you can move into a different dimension, how do you do that? And they said, focus is the practice and part of it, but many humans don't realize that this occurs all day, every day, that there is a moment-to-moment jumping that occurs. This is where you experience things like, I put this down on the computer, I come back and it's gone and there's no one home. And they have just gone into a different dimension. But to focus yourself into a different reality, The momentum, the structure comes from a frequency of focus, a frequency of emotion, of intention, with a choosing of reaction, with a choosing of what I would like to experience, what I would like to see, even if that is not apparent at that moment, but choosing that frequency at any given situation and implementing that as your reaction, implementing that especially in this time where manifestation is so high, non-confrontational energy. And as that frequency emits from you, from your light, your energy, your being, there's a structure that takes place, which if we were to explain this in the easiest way, is like an opening is created that you then enter into. And you may not realize or recognize anything different, with the exception of your reality is then bouncing back at you with the vibration and the frequency you were emitting. So I asked, so how do you do this? And they
like I was saying, the higher consciousness, different levels. We all know Earth is on the magnetic fields. They saying all of us emit a different vibration to a certain amount of megahertz. We all fill with energy. I don't know if y'all seen that when they saying the studies how much electricity that the human body produces and stuff like that. So man, and like I said, I found this a little interesting myself, so I just wanted to just touch base. I would love to interview this young lady. I guess she's right there in Florida, so it ain't too close to Atlanta for me. So I'm probably gonna try to find her on social media or just send her a message um, on YouTube just to see how long she been doing this. See if I can get a little backstory on it. I'll go to a website and check out. But if any of y'all interested in this stuff like that, man, I'm gonna post a full link to this video in there. She got plenty of other ones, but this one just came across my desk, and I just wanted to review this one real quick and let's see what y'all think and go from there.
This is becoming quick, much faster momentum. Time is speeding up. And so we remind you that each moment is like a film strip. It's like a flash. Each moment gives you the opportunity to be who it is, who it is that you want to be, and what it is that you would like to experience. And each moment is an imprint that you are putting into the computer system for the grid in the earth. So choose carefully. I asked, what is the purpose of all the chaos, the mandates, the passports, etc.? And they said, there are many different levels. On a personal level, of course, it is for each individual to claim their belief, their sovereignty, and to be able to hold what it is most important to you, regardless of the pressure that you receive from the outside, as there will be much pressure. But this is not a choice of what's wrong and what's right, but a choice of what's wrong and what's right for you. And I asked, what if you're pressured, or what if you do something against your belief systems? Say you get the jab because of being pressured, will you be okay? And they said, just create a different experience. Of course you will be okay. What we would first say is that for all those who are using the COVID or any other type of way to exit the planet, there is no difference between whether it is COVID or other ways to exit. An exit point is simply that, an exit point. And so if you were choosing to take the jab and die from it, we want you to understand that there is a timely choice there. And there would be a timeline where you would have the choice to exit in a different way. We also will say that not all that take the jab will die. Many will live and be perfectly fine. Side effects are personal, and if a person does not need one to teach them something, they will not be a match to one. There will be many opportunities for those to go through illness, opportunities for those to experience a choice of going against what they feel is right for them, because the adversity and going against what you feel is right, going against your will, those are some of the greatest lessons. So
Yeah, and like she was saying right there, man, like I was saying, my faith level is a little bit different, man, because I'm blessed to be here. So I'm a man of faith regardless, because I know if it wasn't for my faith or a higher power looking out for me, I wouldn't be here, man. I've done been shot at multiple times, stabbed, you name it, broke legs, hit by cars, all kind of other stuff, man. Like I said, I done wrote 2 books, but I'm gonna try to finish them up at least this year, or at least get back on track of doing one. Maybe I have to split it up because it was pretty much long, but I almost was finished. And I've been hindered by other things, life and stuff like that. But that was a different story. But Like she was saying, man, and we see it on the news every day. More and more people are just dropping, falling out or dying suddenly, and we don't know the causes. Or we can all speculate and stuff like that. But that is, I guess, their exit point, and they're dying more younger and younger. Now the CDC just released some kind of news information. Like I said, I ain't gonna mention on here just due to censorship, but you can go to my IG page and you'll see what I posted that was on the news that the CDC is directly putting a correlation between the strokes and possibly the jab. So that's a whole different ball game. But like she was saying here, you just can't look at life as right or wrong. Everybody do what's right for themselves, what they feel is the best for their family. I don't believe in pressure. Nobody gonna be able to pressure me to doing anything, especially when it comes to that and putting it in my body. And I don't have the scientific breakdown of the knowledge or information to make an educated decision, because ultimately it's your life um, that's at risk. And like I said, side effects, just like food, anything else we eat and experiences, is all on the individual. How strong your immune system is, and the underlying diseasing or anything else that's going on in your body, so that you can't just judge off of that, because no one is created the same. So that's why I found this real interesting, man. I was like, they speaking some knowledge, and even though I didn't even think about that ram or this type of holistic hypnotist, it kind of makes sense to me. It's resonating with me on a different level.
So harsh, but then I asked, could you tell me about the ascension? And they said, it's going as planned. And I asked, what is going as planned exactly? And they say, humanity and all those on earth, beings of many kind that have incarnated on earth at this time, have done so very bravely. And although many are not aware, all have such a very important position, important job to play, to be able to raise the consciousness of humanity through this period that does affect that of the universe around. It affects other planets and other beings on the planet. The importance of this happening at this time has always been and has been projected for billions of years. And the times of exit that the planet has taken in the past, we've always known that there would be rejuvenation. Yet the extinction of humanity on this timeline affects so many other systems. And there.
Did you hear us say reincarnation or something like that, man? Like I said, I don't know if it's just me or maybe other people, maybe any one of you experienced this. I told my wife the other day, when I was little, I always had a dream, and it was a reoccurring dream over and over, that I was young. I really couldn't see myself. I just remember I was in an area, possibly like Africa, animals around, giraffes, zebras, lions, you name it. And they was just walking around freely, and we was there. But I know it was like we was living in a hut, and something happened. I think I could remember like the front of our hut getting tore off, all the animals running and stuff like that away. But I used to experience this over and over. And I think one of my dad, mom's, her mom, and I think she was born in the 1800s, stuff like that, or the late 1800s, used to always say that she believed in that reincarnation and stuff like that. And I just kept remembering that all this lifetime. I'm 43 now, so while I still remember that stuff like it's actually happened, that's why I always had an open mindset, man. I believe in that type of stuff. And I know I've seen some things out there, especially working for the government, that I don't know if you don't believe in extra life outside of this, the earth and all this other stuff like that. Just look at all the animals and stuff like that that we find it on this planet that we never knew existed, and other things coming to light. So I always believe in all that type of stuff, because they're not making these movies and everything else out of thin air. The information and the thought came from somewhere.
Or that's why there has been so much help and trust from the other beings, benevolent beings. And I asked, why now? Why is this happening now? And they said, many reasons. Part of it has to do with the coordinates, and the coordinates of Earth's placing. That we will say the energy is right. The substance around the planet is very supportive for Earth to pass through this gate, this threshold. It is an exchange of one system of what we will say barrier or control to a system of freedom. We could look at that in many different ways. There are many different ways that we could explain that, but the easiest answer that we would give is that now produces the very best fruit on the tree. So I asked, what will happen to people as this ascension happens? And they said, this is the ascension, the consciousness evolution, the human evolution, the human and technological evolution, the introduction of unseen technology, and the biggest growth of evolution at this time. And I asked, will humans know that this is happening? Will they be aware? And they said, eventually they will. There will be a time where humanity understands history, the history as it was written. And of course, I asked, when do you see this? And they said, the next 10 years will be a great source of learning and expansion. So I just thought I would share that little clip. And it's every time I have a client, a higher self, and they have these same questions, they basically say the same things, that we are about to enter such an amazing time of living on earth. So hold the faith. I'm always given the message of peace and everything will be great. So I hope that this can give you that as well. And much love and blessings to everyone. Thank you.
All right, family. Just let me know what you thought about it. That was Miss Sarah Breskman Cosme, a level 3 holistic hypnotist. Like I say, I ain't never heard of her. I never watched any of these videos. This was the first time for me watching her videos and reacted to it. I just wanted to do a quick review of this video because I found it interesting. And this is some of the stuff that I kind of believe in. You know, I am a conspiracy theory, don't get that wrong. But like I say, no conspiracy thoughts starts without that theory first. But you know, my thing is, man, like I said, you see the shirt, whatever it takes to get the information out, to spread the knowledge, to keep us safe or as safe as we can be, and just keep learning, man. Like I said, I just got in this holistic informational stuff, so I'm trying to get certified in that. So I'm doing a lot of studying and research, and this happens to come across my circle for a reason, and I just felt like I had to share it. But y'all stay safe out there. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Comment, follow your boy on IG. Subscribe to me on IG, and we can get personal. We can do some DM stuff like that. I am doing some coaching for bodybuilding ladies, men, for their first shows and stuff like that. I am a certified nutritionist. So we doing things all over, man. We still trying to stay educated, but we still trying to navigate this life the best we can. Y'all stay safe. Hey, until next time, we out.